What if I told you that your childhood trauma could predict narcissistic personality? Today, we'll talk about the shockingly accurate connection between a certain emotional wound in childhood and how it shapes a person's behavior later in life. Part 1. The hidden root: childhood emotional neglect. The trauma that often predicts narcissism isn't always obvious. It's not always physical abuse, abandonment, or overt trauma. In many cases, the most damaging experience is something called childhood emotional neglect, or CEN. CEN happens when a child's emotional needs are consistently ignored, dismissed, or invalidated. It's subtle, silent, and shockingly common. Imagine a child coming home from school feeling upset because they were left out at lunch. Instead of receiving comfort or validation, their parent says, "Don't be so sensitive. Just get over it." Or, "Other kids have it worse." In that moment, the child learns that their emotions don't matter and that their feelings are inconvenient or wrong. Over time, they begin to suppress their emotions and disconnect from their inner world. This is the root of narcissism. Part 2. How emotional neglect breeds narcissism. So how does emotional neglect turn into narcissism? Psychologists believe that when a child doesn't receive consistent emotional attunement, meaning their parents fail to acknowledge, mirror, or validate their inner experience, they are forced to create a false self. This false self becomes a kind of emotional armor. It says, "If I can't be loved for who I am, I'll become someone who is lovable." Or, "If my real emotions aren't acceptable, I'll hide them behind perfection, achievement, or control." And over time, this false self can become rigid and defensive. The child grows into an adult who is cut off from their vulnerable emotions, like sadness, shame, or fear, and instead becomes hyper-focused on image, status, and superiority. However, this mask is fragile. That's why narcissists react so strongly to criticism, need constant praise, and struggle to connect authentically. Deep down, they are still the emotionally neglected child, desperate to be seen, but terrified to be vulnerable. Part 3. Common parenting patterns that cause emotional neglect. You might be wondering, why would a parent emotionally neglect their child? The truth is, many emotionally neglectful parents don't even realize they're doing it. They may love their child, provide food, shelter, education. But if they lack emotional awareness, they can still cause deep psychological harm. Here are some common parenting styles linked to emotional neglect, and by extension, narcissism. Number 1. The achievement-oriented parent. These parents value performance over feelings. Love is conditional on grades, trophies, or behavior. The child learns, "I'm only worthy when I succeed." Over time, the child may begin to ignore their own emotions in order to meet expectations and gain approval. They often tie their self-worth to achievement, which can lead to anxiety, perfectionism, or burnout. As adults, they may struggle with feelings of inadequacy and seek constant validation through success or status. Number 2. The emotionally unavailable parent. This parent may be depressed, addicted, or simply emotionally shut down. They are physically present, but emotionally absent. The child grows up feeling invisible. Because their emotional needs are unmet, the child may stop expressing feelings altogether, believing they don't matter. They often develop deep loneliness and struggle to form close, trusting relationships later in life. As adults, they may either avoid emotions entirely or crave attention in unhealthy ways to fill the void. Number 3. The narcissistic parent. Yes, narcissism can be passed down. A narcissistic parent expects the child to meet their needs, rather than the other way around. The child becomes a reflection of the parent's ego, not a separate individual with their own feelings. This often creates confusion in the child, who learns to prioritize the parent's emotions while ignoring their own. They may grow up feeling unseen, only valued for how well they perform or comply. Over time, this dynamic can lead to deep emotional insecurity and a tendency to adopt similar narcissistic patterns to cope or feel in control. And number 4, the overly critical parent. Every mistake is punished. Nothing is ever good enough. Over time, the child internalizes shame and learns to present a perfect version of themselves to gain approval. They may become overly self-critical, constantly fearing failure or rejection. This pressure to be perfect can lead to anxiety, low self-esteem, and emotional suppression. As adults, they might either become harshly judgmental of others or develop narcissistic defenses to mask their deep sense of inadequacy. Each of these parenting styles fails to teach the child a critical lesson. Your emotions matter. You matter, just as you are. Without that foundation, narcissistic defenses take root. Part 4. The inner world of a narcissist. Let's step inside the mind of a person with narcissistic traits. On the outside, they might appear confident, charming, and successful. But underneath, there's a fragile self-worth that depends on admiration and control. They often struggle with these 3 common things. Number 1. Emotional regulation. Narcissists find it hard to regulate their emotions because they never learned to process feelings. Instead of managing their emotions in healthy ways, they often react with anger, denial, or blame when faced with stress or criticism. Their emotional responses can be intense and unpredictable, leaving others feeling confused or hurt. This lack of regulation makes it difficult for them to build stable, trusting relationships. Number 2. Genuine intimacy. Narcissists struggle to be intimate because vulnerability feels unsafe. They fear that showing their true feelings will lead to rejection, judgment, or loss of control. As a result, they often keep emotional distance, even in close relationships, using charm or manipulation to maintain a sense of power. This prevents them from forming deep, authentic connections where mutual trust and openness can grow. And number 3, shame and self-loathing. Narcissists are deeply buried under grandiosity. Beneath their inflated self-image lies a core of unacknowledged shame and self-loathing. To avoid facing these painful feelings, they build a false persona that appears confident and superior, However, this mask is fragile, and even minor criticism can trigger intense feelings of worthlessness or rage. But all of this is a mask for the pain of not feeling truly seen or loved as a child. That's what makes narcissism so tragic. It's not just about ego, it's about protection. It's the wounded child trying to survive in an emotionally unsafe world. Part 5. Can narcissists change? This leads us to an important and often controversial question. Can narcissists heal? The answer is sometimes. Change is possible, but only if the person acknowledges their behavior, confronts the pain of their childhood, reconnects with their true, vulnerable self, and learns to regulate emotions and build empathy. Therapy can help, especially modalities like the following. Number 1. Schema therapy. Schema therapy helps narcissists by identifying the deep-rooted emotional patterns, or schemas, formed from childhood neglect, such as feeling unlovable or emotionally deprived. Through this process, they learn to recognize and challenge these distorted beliefs, gradually replacing harmful coping behaviors with healthier emotional responses. Over time, this therapy supports the development of a more stable sense of self and improves their capacity for empathy, emotional regulation, and authentic connection with others. Number 2. Psychodynamic therapy. Psychodynamic therapy helps narcissists by exploring unconscious feelings and unresolved conflicts from childhood, especially those related to emotional neglect. It encourages them to understand how these early experiences shaped their need for validation and their defensive behaviors. By bringing these hidden emotions to awareness, they can begin to heal old wounds, develop healthier self-esteem, and build more genuine relationships. And number 3, trauma-informed approaches. Trauma-informed approaches help narcissists by creating a safe, supportive environment where they can explore the impact of childhood emotional neglect without judgment. These approaches focus on understanding how trauma affects their emotions and behaviors, helping them build skills to manage stress and regulate feelings more effectively. By addressing trauma directly, individuals can begin to heal, develop self-compassion, and break free from the defensive patterns of narcissism. However, the road to change and healing is long, and not all narcissists are willing to face the truth. However, for those who do, healing is possible. They can move from a false self to a more authentic, grounded identity. Part 6. Final thoughts. The power of emotional validation. So, what's the takeaway here? Narcissism isn't just about ego. It's about pain and disconnection. It's about a child who was never emotionally seen and had to become someone else just to survive. The trauma that predicts narcissistic personality disorder isn't always loud or violent. Sometimes it's the silence, the dismissive tone, and the absence of comfort. That's why emotional validation is one of the most powerful things you can give a child or yourself. So, whether you're healing from a narcissist, raising a child, or exploring your own inner world, remember this: feelings matter. Your inner world matters. And healing begins when we stop hiding from who we are and start listening.